Hello and welcome back to my channel Dinar and Dong Updates. The future of the Iraqi dinar. Should Iraq remove zeros from its currency? The strength of a nation's currency reflects not only its economic stability, but also the confidence of its people in their financial system. For Iraq, the dinar was once a symbol of prosperity, a time when small denomination bills were widely used, and purchasing power was reliable. However, over the years, inflation and economic challenges have drastically reduced the value of the dinar, leading to the widespread use of high-denomination banknotes. The changing value of the Iraqi dinar. Decades ago, carrying a handful of dinars was enough to cover daily expenses. Today, large stacks of cash are required for even the most basic necessities. This shift has had a profound psychological impact on the population, eroding trust in the currency and fueling nostalgia for a more stable economic past. The declining value of the dinar has led to increased dependence on foreign currencies, particularly the US dollar, further weakening the role of the dinar in everyday transactions. As a potential solution, economic and political leaders have repeatedly discussed the idea of removing zeros from the currency. But what would this mean for Iraq's financial system and its people? What does deleting zeros mean? The concept of removing zeros from a currency involves redenomination, introducing new banknotes with fewer zeros while adjusting the exchange rate accordingly. For example, a note worth 1,000 dinars today might be replaced by a new note valued at just 1 dinar. While this change wouldn't necessarily affect the overall value of money in circulation, it would simplify transactions, making it easier to handle cash and reducing inflationary pressure. Countries like Turkey successfully implemented similar currency reforms in the past. In 2005, Turkey removed 6 zeros from its lira, streamlining its monetary system and boosting public confidence. However, such a move requires careful planning and clear communication to prevent panic or misunderstanding among the population. Why is Iraq considering this change? Several economic challenges have driven Iraq to explore this option. High inflation. Over time, inflation has significantly weakened the dinar's value, forcing the introduction of larger banknotes to accommodate rising prices. Public distrust. Many Iraqis prefer using US dollars for transactions, undermining the role of the dinar. Economic instability. Iraq's heavy reliance on oil revenues makes its economy vulnerable to fluctuations in global oil prices. Transaction difficulties. Managing large sums of cash for everyday purchases is inconvenient and inefficient. By implementing a redenomination, Iraq could restore faith in its currency, reduce reliance on foreign currencies, and simplify financial transactions. Potential challenges and concerns. Despite the potential benefits, there are risks and complications involved. 1. Public reaction. Many people may fear that their savings will lose value overnight. The government must clearly explain how the transition would work and reassure citizens that their money will retain its worth. 2. Inflation control. If not managed properly, redenomination could trigger inflation, especially if businesses take advantage of the change to raise prices. 3rd. Impact on imports. A stronger dinar could make imports more expensive, potentially increasing the cost of essential goods. 4th. Financial system adjustments. Banks, businesses, and government institutions would need to update their financial systems, which could be a complex and costly process. The road ahead. While removing zeros from the dinar could be a step toward economic stabilization, it is not a standalone solution. Iraq must also focus on strengthening its institutions, diversifying its economy beyond oil, and fostering a business-friendly environment to attract investment. Ultimately, the success of such a move depends on how well it is planned and communicated. The government must work closely with financial experts, businesses, and the public to ensure a smooth transition and avoid unnecessary economic disruptions. What do you think? Should Iraq move forward with removing zeros from the dinar, or would it be better to keep the current system in place? Share your thoughts and join the conversation about Iraq's financial future.